What's up, everybody? It's your boy Get This Nick back. This is going to be part 3 on how to ride a motorcycle. My first part, if you didn't see it, was going over the basic controls of the bike, stuff on the handlebars, the buttons, everything they do. Talked about the clutch and the front and rear brake. The second part, I went into getting the bike just in the first gear and getting the bike rolling. I showed you how to get moving and stuff like that. And I know I told you I was going to break up this third part and do a part for upshifting and a part for downshifting and stuff like that. But I figured like they're kind of the same thing, just reversed. So this part 3 is going to be how to ride a motorcycle, shifting, the fun part, getting the bike moving and actually going to the gears and riding the motorcycle. So, I'm sorry if those first 2 parts were kind of boring and stuff like that, but like I told you guys in the beginning, I'm trying to make this series as basic as possible and try to break it down as simple as possible. So I had to get the kind of the boring stuff out the way first. But now that we're educated on the controls of the motorcycle, how to start it, how to get the bike rolling in first gear, which I'll talk about obviously more in this video, we're going to talk about shifting the motorcycle, upshifting, downshifting, when you're coming to a stop, what do you got to do, because that seems to be the part that throws a lot of people off, confuses them and stuff like that. So hopefully after watching this video you have a bit more confidence on how to do it, or a better understanding at least. But before I get into actually doing it with you guys and physically showing you, I wanted to explain a little bit about shifting. So like I explained before, here's my clutch and here is my shifter. Those are the 2 things you're going to be using to shift the motorcycle. Now you need to use this when you use this. You cannot use this without using this. You have to have that clutch pulled in every time you shift up or you shift down with the motorcycle. So it's kind of like a little bit of a learning curve, a little muscle memory thing. You kind of got to have your body doing 2 things at once. But I'm going to break it down, so don't freak out. We're going to be alright. Your boy Get This Nick, he's got you. Your boy Get This Nick is going to break it down for you, try to show you what's up. So before I get into it though, like I said, I'm going to throw this picture up on the screen right now, and I'm going to leave it up for a second. I talked about this before in the other part. This is kind of like a diagram that shows, how do I say, the gear shifter and everything like that. Now this gear shifter, it only goes up or it goes down. So you click it, you push down like this to go down, and then you kick up like this to go up. Now some bikes have 5 gears, some bikes have 6 gears. This bike in particular has 6. But in the middle, always between gear 1 and gear 2 is going to be that neutral, as you see on that diagram. Now, how does that make sense? You're like, wait, but if I'm all the way down in first and I go to click that little stick with my foot up, aren't I going to go into neutral and then I'm going to go into second? So I'd have to click it up once to get into neutral and then up again to get into second? No, not really. Because when you're in first gear, so I'm all the way in first, I just click this all the way down. To get into neutral, and just to even prove it to you, you're going to turn the bike on so you could see. Now if you remember from my other videos, this is where my neutral light would come up, right here. It's not there because the bike's in first gear. So I'm standing off the bike, so you got a better view at this too. So I got my foot under here, right? And let's say I want to kick the motorcycle up into second gear. So from first to second gear, I put my foot under here, I do a nice, pretty strong kick up to second, just like that, and boom, I'm in second gear. No neutral came up. I skipped right from first to second because I did what they call a full click to get into second, right? Let me get all the way back down to first. I'm all the way in first now. Let's say I want to get into neutral. Instead of doing that, you know, full click where I like really throw my foot up and hit it, I'm just going to kind of make contact with it like this and then give it like a little bit of a nudge. I'm just going to kind of rock back on my heel, and you hear like that little click, and now I'm in neutral, and that neutral is in between first and second. So once again, you're all the way down in first, you want to go straight up to second, you want to go rip right past neutral and go into second, right? Boom. hard, tough click, really rock back on your heel, and yank it up. But you're in first gear, and you got to find that neutral. You're just going to kind of guide your little toes under there. Give it just like a little bit of, it's going to give you a little resistance on your foot. But you just give it a little bit, and it clicks right into neutral. And like I told you guys before, you got to have the bike in neutral to start this thing. So that is basically a little bit of, I hope that kind of clears it up. Obviously, guys, to get familiar with something like this, and to get understanding of something like this, you obviously just have to do it. But I'm hoping that explaining it to you like that will kind of clear up any confusion, and it's something you could remember when you actually get on a bike for your own to check it out. But alright, so the kickstand is up. We're in neutral. We're ready to get moving. Now, I'm going to walk you through it first before I actually go out and do it. So when you're shifting this motorcycle, there is a couple things you got to remember when you're doing this. So let's say, we're in first gear right now, right? Let's say I'm cruising along in first gear, I'm giving it gas like this, and those RPMs are getting up. You hear that motorcycle kind of getting louder. The bike's telling you, hey, if you want to go faster, you got to shift up. You got to shift up to the new gear. So you tell yourself, all right, you pull this clutch all the way in. Your foot's under. You did that strong kick, that first kick, boom, up to second, and you let go of the clutch, right? While you're doing this, you don't take your hand off the handlebar, but you stop giving the motorcycle gas. You're not twisting this towards you while you're doing this. You want to let go of this, let it go to its neutral spot. So here it is, let go. There it is, let it sit, and then do it. So once again, part one, when you're ready to shift in a second, clutch all the way in, right? Part two, let go of this gas. And then part three, all the way up to second. And part four, let it go. So we're going to get moving so I can show you guys. We're in neutral. Start this bike up and let's do it. But let me go ahead and I'm gonna do it slow at first, just like how you should start off going. And then I'm going to do it regularly so you see how it looks once you're familiar with doing it. So, turn my bike on here. Let it do its thing. I don't even know. Okay, we're in neutral. Disengage that kill switch. Fire up the bike. Clutches all the way in. Kick down to first. Just like I told you in the other part of this series, getting into first, kick down into first. Slowly let off that clutch. Give it a little gas to kind of guide it. Let off clutch, let off clutch, let off clutch. Boom, clutch is all the way out. There you go. And after this stop sign, I will show you how we're going to do this to get into second gear. So we're coming to a stop. Alright, so here we go. We're moving. Bike starts getting up in the RPMs. It's kind of telling you like, hey, I don't like this, you got to shift up. Clutch all the way in, let go of the gas. Full click up to second. Slowly let go of that clutch and get back on the gas. We're in second gear. I'm back in first. Start rolling again. Clutch in, let go of gas, kick up to second, let go of clutch, get back on the gas. Sounds like a lot, but once your body kind of gets like the muscle memory feel for it and everything like that, you guys are going to be alright, I'm telling you. Actually, we'll go left. Alright, so we're in first. Get up to speed. Clutch in, let go of gas, full click up, let the clutch out, get back on the throttle. If you're downshifting, I'm in second. Let's say I'm trying to slow down, there's a stop sign way up there. But let's just say I'm trying to slow down right now, I'm trying to come down in speed. Clutch all the way in, let go of the gas like you do. Instead of going up now, you kick down, let go of the clutch, get back on the gas. You're in first. Literally the same thing, except instead of kicking up, you're kicking down. You're approaching a stop sign, you're in first gear. Pull your clutch all the way in. Start giving it a little bit of front brake, a little bit of rear brake with your foot. Set your feet down. Complete stop. You know, we follow the law on this channel, right? And then you're going to get moving again. Slowly let go of that clutch. You're still in first gear. Give it a little gas. Boom. So that is basically it for shifting up and shifting down. I could go into, you know, more detail with like rev matching when you're downshifting and stuff like that. But like I said, this is just the basics. So I'm just trying to get you guys moving here. Now, you only really saw me mess around with first and second gear. But obviously, depending on your speed, if it calls for having to switch up to a third gear, fourth gear, it's still the same steps. You're still doing the same exact thing. Clutch in, let go of the gas, full click up, let go of the clutch, keep riding again, get back on the gas. It is, it's not rocket science. Don't get yourself frustrated. Don't overthink it. Just kind of get familiar with it. And that's it. And then obviously, like, let's say you're in first gear and you're trying to come to a complete stop. You always got to pull this this clutch in. Because if I don't pull this clutch in and I just kind of let the bike go down in speed, and I pull the brake, just going to shut off. So I'm approaching the stop sign, I pull the clutch all the way in, a little bit of front brake, a little bit of rear brake, come to the stop, get moving again, slowly let out that clutch, guide it with a little bit of gas in your right hand, and we're back rolling again. It sounds like a lot, but I promise it's simple, guys. You just got to get on a bike yourself and get familiar with it. But that is basically going to conclude part 3 of shifting. So let me refresh my memory. We got part 1, the basic functions of the motorcycle. Part 2, we talked about getting the bike rolling kind of like in first gear. And then part 3, which is what we just covered, you have a little up and down shifting the motorcycle. Part 4, when I do it, is going to be getting into steering the motorcycle and counter steering, because that seems to be like another thing that people always try to look into but can never understand. So we will do that, but in the meantime, that's how it looks when you actually know how to do it. That's how quick you're gonna be banging through these gears, as they call it. And when you're downshifting, you're gonna start rev matching like that. But don't worry about that just yet. Just worry about the basics. Get rolling. Take your MSF course. Get your little M license. All that fun stuff, all that good stuff. Alright, well, once again, thanks for checking out, guys. Thanks for tuning in for part 3. Keep a lookout for part 4 for that steering / counter steering, how to steer on a motorcycle, because that is going to be crucial in learning how to maneuver this thing. I showed you how to go in a straight line and go through gears and go down gears, but if you don't know how to turn this thing and lean it, it's going to do you no good. So keep an eye out for that. If you're enjoying the content, subscribe. If you have any questions at all or need a better explanation on something, just drop a comment. I can either reply to that comment or do another video to go more in depth. Alright, guys, once again, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it, and peace.